Hi, Shirley. Hi, Shirley. Oh, I'm going to shut that down. Hi, Janine. Hi, guys. Come on in. I stopped uploading from the SD card to give it a break because it takes a long time to upload videos. Believe me, it takes a very long time to upload videos. Okay. I think we're going to need... We'll grab one just in case. Here we go. Hi, Lisa Collins again. Hi, Shay's Creations. Hi, Christy Miller. Hi, Tasha. I'm going to do the gingerbread man, the baker gingerbread man. Those kits have already gotten out. Most of you guys should have those kits in by now. One of my lights won't come on as usual. I'm going to have to replace it. So from now on, every single live is being recorded through the Mevo. Okay. I bought this adapter thing that allows me to take the little Mevo SD card, put it in this little adapter and put it on my laptop. And then directly from my laptop, I can upload it to YouTube. So this is what we're doing right now. Failing miserably at trying to save all the videos to an external hard drive from my phone. I spent $96 and I bought this one. And wouldn't you believe it doesn't work for my phone, but when we tried it on Greg's phone, he found it immediately. My phone won't read it, his did. However, I was on the phone with their help bot, I guess you call them, through Amazon, and he couldn't figure it out. So he's like, I'm just going to go ahead and reimburse you the money. 5 to 7 days, the money will be back. So you can just go buy another one. So it's been a long week. It's been a very long week dealing with all of that. Okay. I've got to make sure I just put it as a priority for you guys. Okay. That, I have to get these videos. Okay. I have to be able to, you guys pay for these. I have to be able to get at least the ones. Now I'm still trying to figure out the ones for the private group, but the private groups, I'll still record on my Mevo. So you guys will still have access to those. So we're getting there. Okay. It just, I've done so much reading and so much research and so much searching, trying to get my YouTube up. Okay, because if I get some good content on there, I should be able to build my subscribers up pretty quick. We're at like 135. And that was another thing I was learning, was that you have to have 1,000 subscribers to upload directly to YouTube. You need 50 subscribers to upload, but you can only have like 150 viewers, which I surpassed that. So I can't upload directly to YouTube yet. So we found a way though. So now every single thing you're going to get this scene. Okay. You're going to get this much information on my plate. You're going to get to see a whole lot more of what I'm doing. Okay. Because everything, unless it's something that's just like a talk video or reviewing something, going over something that we don't need to save forever in a whole year. Okay. Hi, Sharon Schultz. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Virginia. Hi, everyone. Come on in. And this system works better because I can see everybody. I can comment with you guys. I can see who's here, hopefully. Yes. So if you guys comment, I can see that. So let me turn my volume up just a scotch. If my volume up's just a scotch on my phone, that I don't see the written words that I'm saying, so I don't have to worry about it. But yes, it's been a really busy, it's just been a crazy week. So I'm working on the back scenes. My girl for shipping had a huge competition this weekend. I think they're in Colorado for her band. And so she couldn't work at all this week. And of course, I understand high school. She's a sophomore, is way more important. Okay. So it was important. So I got 2 days of shipping in between all of this. Plus, I'm having a little bit of health issues as far as balancing myself. So I'm bariatric, if you haven't known, if you didn't know that. When I first started this journey, and a year after my surgery, I had lost up to 100 pounds. Well, when I reached that goal weight, all of a sudden I started having sugar issues and literally just getting like to that close to completely passing out. I would just grow gray, cold, sweat. I couldn't even get down the stairs when I had my worst one, and I never had that problem before. So I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know what to do. I went to the doctor. She sent me to a nutrition specialist, and she's like, well, you need to eat this, this, and this, and this. And so I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't make sense because my son has the same sugar issue. So she's like, well, he needs to get in and he needs to get seen right away. But for you, it has to just do with your bariatric journey. Okay. Well, what that did was, because I was so afraid of it and I panicked and I didn't know what I was dealing with, I started eating sugar. Anytime I felt odd or off, I'd eat sugar. Anytime I had a craving, I'd eat sugar. I'm a sugar freak. I love sugar, right? I love sugar, everything. So as the easy way to correct the sugar issue within my body, I just ate sweets. Like, I'm still bariatric, but I would fill my stomach on sweets and I wouldn't eat anything healthy. And this is the way I've been living for like the last 8 years. So consequently, all the weight found its way back to my doorstep again. So it got to the point now where anytime I ate something, no matter what it was, I don't care how healthy, what it was, the heartburn, the stomach cramps were just unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And I got to a point where I'm just done. I'm done. So as a bariatric, what we can do is go back to the beginning, okay? And you do a restart, which means you do 2 weeks of nothing but liquids, right? It's a 2-week restart. I had to do this just before my surgery. It shrinks your liver down. Now my liver has been stressing on anytime I move, bend over, my liver seizes on me. So that's another thing that I need to control with my weight. If I can get my weight off, I had my weight all off. I never had that problem with my liver before. So now that the weight's back on, now every time I move, my liver seizes on me. Parts of my liver, I can literally feel it. And anyways, knowing that when my weight was down, I didn't have that. Now I know, how to fix it. I know what I need to do. I just have been putting the blinders on and not paying attention to it. So this week was a really rough week. It was a rough week, in a lot of different ways. The stress from trying to figure all of this out, the stress of my body not feeling right. I said, that's it. I'm done. So I'm on day 5 now of no food, no solids. All I'm doing is my protein shakes. Okay. I do 3, sometimes 4. I do a lot of water, and on an occasion, I'll treat myself to a Diet Pepsi. Okay. I have not taken 1 Tums at all in the last 5 days. Not one. It feels so good to not have to live off a bottle of Tums, let me tell you. Okay. So getting that squared away, started my Bible studying again in the evenings. Okay. That has helped. I had to pull away from my lives a little bit just so that I could get myself back in check. Okay. The foot is doing great. It just stresses me out because it slows me down. So I've had to get that under control as well. So feeling so much better today. I had a really bad sugar episode this morning. My sugar dropped real bad. I know now what to do. We use glucose, and a glucose substitute right away. Within 20 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on how low my sugar got, it stabilizes me. So now instead of going and eating something sugar, now I do a glucose supplement and it helps bring my sugar back in check. So that is different. I didn't know that before. So now I'm not afraid of my sugar drops like I was before. So it was a long morning. I wanted to get on this morning to do a live, but when your sugar drops like that, your energy level just goes out the door and you pretty much sometimes can't even move, right? You just can't move. So it took me a while. I had to take 4 glucose supplements in order to be able to get my sugar levels back. I did have a equipment piece around here that told me where my sugar was at. I'm going to have to dig that back out and keep better track on myself now that I'm not eating sugar and processed sugar and the carbs and the sugar that's in the carbs. So, good for you, Tasha. Good for you. So anyways, I'm having to pay attention to something more that I put off in the back of my mind, and I just can't do that. Okay. I can't do that anymore. So I've gotten that in check. So this morning, it just took me a while to get my head back together. I am feeling fantastic right now. I'm feeling so good. I drink, as a bariatric, we're supposed to have, I think, 90 grams of protein a day to keep the body moving to burn off the fat. That went out the door years ago. Because remember, my bariatric surgery was like 10 years ago. Okay, so this, and then over time, your stomach can, expand. You stuff so much food in there, it can expand. So this 2-week liquid also takes you're back to your original bariatric size, which I could barely get, like a half a glass of water. I could barely get 4 ounces in my stomach. Now I could probably eat a whole piece of pizza, maybe 2, if I was starving and didn't have anything in my stomach. So I need to get the liquid diet also helps get your stomach back to the original form that you had right after surgery. Okay. Yes, Tasha, low blood sugar. If you don't know what you're dealing with, now my son has it, and they didn't tell me that he was dealing with this. My boys were always quiet. As a matter of fact, my older son was with my younger son, and my younger son hit the floor, almost passed out. My older son thought that Reese had taken something or was on something, so he didn't want to tell me because he didn't want to tattle on his brother. And oh my gosh, when I heard that story, I just about slapped both my sons' heads together. I'm like, listen, this is serious. So right now, Reese has gummies. I supply him with the glucose gummies, and he was supplementing his sugar with sugar drinks. So I finally introduced him to glucose, and I make sure I have glucose in my purse, in my car, in the bathroom, in my bedroom next to my bed. I have to keep glucose everywhere around me. So if I need one, or I can start to feel the sugar drop, there's several different types of, things that I can feel, things that I can experience, depending on how bad and how quickly my sugar's dropping. So as long as I have my, my little glucose somewhere by me, it's usually anywhere from 2 to 4 glucose tablets, and then I'm good. So just giving you guys an update on where I've been, where my head's been at, what's been going on over here. Okay, we're offloading videos now to YouTube. So we got the 3 Halloween marshmallow heads up. That was one that people were requesting because some of you guys still have those kits and you haven't gotten into those kits yet. So that one, and the only one that's not on there is the devil and the ghost. Now the ghost is fairly easy, okay? The devil, I have to find, we made him on a video. I just have to find out what video we made him on. The purpose to get the terabyte from my phone to connect so that I could offload the videos to the terabyte, and then I could clear my phone and get a new video over from a live that wasn't done with the Mevo, that's not saved on an SD card. So I could at least take that live, put it on my videos on my phone, and if there was only one there, then I could upload that over to YouTube. But when I have anything more on my phone than one video, phone storage doesn't happen, too many on there, I'm not getting rid of my videos of my baby, my granddaughter. I've got videos from her from birth all the way up to just today. I got a new video. I don't want to get rid of those videos. So I deleted a couple of them, which allowed me to do one, but then again, the same message. So now we figured out another system, which I'm so happy. it takes a while though. I was going to offload them all today and then go live, but it takes forever. It just takes forever. And I didn't want to wait any longer. Okay. So with all of that thrown out there, so now you guys know what I've been doing. Let's get into the baker's Gingie, because most of you guys have the kits. I just got some new materials in. I just got new mixers. I have to count up how much I got because I think now I can post more of these kits because I do have, I think these are what we were waiting on. And I got more bags, more baker's bags. I got more of the cookies. So I'm pretty sure we could post more if anybody was waiting for them. I just now remembered that I think I was supposed to post those. So anyways, I got those in. So we're going to make the Baker's Man. This video will be uploaded to YouTube. So if you want to order a baker's kit in the near future, that video will be up on YouTube. So whenever you get your kit and whenever you're ready to sit down and make your Baker's Man, it will be on YouTube and you guys can go get it whenever you want. So here's one of the things that we were waiting on. Let me move this down now a little bit. We were waiting for the little mixer. I love this mixer. It's super whimsical and I think it's super cute, okay? So this was a little mixer, so I have more. I just have to count how many that I got in, okay? I know I got at least 2 bags of the little, some of them say sugar, some say flour, some say meal, which I think is flour, which is Spanish for flour, M-E-H-L. I think that's what that is. Some say sugar, some say flour, some say salt. M-E-H-L, I've got 2. This is like an old type of bag, okay? So you would get one of those with the kit. You get one of the little mixers. You get a little chef's hat with that order. I mean, with that kit. You get one of the balls. You get a brown clay and a white clay. And then you'll get one or the other on these little cookie baking sheets, okay? Now, here's the Christmas tree. I never got a chance to show you guys the Christmas tree. So now I've got those readily available. Okay, so I can show you the Christmas trees. So it's a little cookie cutter, and it's a little baking sheet, and it's a little Christmas tree all finished. So this is one of the little sets. Okay, so I'm going to move this over here and down. Okay, see how much more information you guys can see. You can see my whole plate. Okay, so the little tree sits inside here. The little cookie cutter sits right inside there, and it sits right like this. So that's the tree. Here's the little gingerbread man, okay? So I myself went on and got a couple of stoves, okay? So when I list mine after I make one today for the live, I'm putting mine with the stove, okay? Just so you guys know. I picked up 2 stoves. I picked up this one. It's got the double oven, okay? Super cute. The little tray comes out, right? That's one. So both open and both of the little trays come out. Oh, my little thing broke off. So that's my little stove handles. Which it's not broken because I know it goes back in because I can see the holes that it goes in. Might have to do that or get Greg to fix that so that I don't break it. Anyways, that goes on there. That goes on there. So I'm not going to use that one today anyways, but that'll go back on there. The other one I just got in this week as well, is this stove. Okay. So it's got the burners on the top. Okay. This one opens as well, but there's nothing inside. Okay. So what I was thinking is you could easily put one of your cookies on top and one still baking in the oven like this. Okay, so I think this is what's going to go with my baker's gingerbread man. Okay, so those I'm going to leave together over here. And we're going to start. So let's see. I also want my little mixer to go up here on my stove as well, right? Hi, Teresa. So, you know, look how cute that little mixer looks up there. And then to have your little baker's man sitting right here is super cute, right? Especially with the holidays coming up. So we're going to leave that over there. And then my bread or my bag of flour or sugar or whatever I use. Okay, look at these little things. They're so cute. Look, that's such a cute little bag, okay? So this could sit next to your stove. I think I'm going to sit mine with my gingerbread man. Okay, I only want to use one so that I keep some for you guys. Okay. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the 2.4-inch styrofoam ball that comes with your kit. And remember, for my gingerbread color, I use brown and white mixed together to get this lighter color of brown because that's what I like more for my gingerbread, okay? So we're going to start with just our basic gingerbread man, okay? Once we start building him, I think I can bring you guys down a little bit. Yeah, like right. Try to make that a little bit bigger. I don't know if that's going to work. I think, whoops, sorry guys. Give me a second here. There we go. There, that at least focuses you guys on where I'm at and not everything that's around me. Hi, Penny. Hi, Terry Elliott. Hi, Ramona. All right, so I'm just going to work with my clay a little bit. This is the color, okay, that I really like for my gingerbread, okay? Oh, you know what? No, we're making his jacket, his baker's jacket, okay? So we're going to use the 2.4-inch styrofoam ball is for his body. This is the clay we're using. These are the baker's hats that we print with our print machine. You're going to get either 4 or 6 of the little white balls, because these represent where he buttons down his little baker's jacket thing, okay? Hi, Vicky Brim. Hi, Nancy. All right. So we're going to roll this out. Nice and thin. The thinner it is, the easier it is to get on the ball, right? Without a bunch of extra clay around it. So I just kind of roll it out as thin as I can get it and make sure it's even. Pull up my clay and I set it on my ball. I don't use clay or anything for the gingerbread men, okay? I don't use glue. I don't know what I just said, but I don't use glue. Do you sell the baker's hat alone? Yes, Eliza. I can cut some more of just the baker's hats, and I'll get those put up in the shop. Okay, so I'll post both of these kits one more time after this live. All right, if you guys just want to get your hands on some of the baker's hats. Okay. Just pushing this down. Rolling it out. And then I'm just going to roll this on my table. Hi, Deborah Wilkins. Hi, Kat Holloman. How are you? Hey, Greg. Can you start a batch of white baker's hats? I think the P1P is running, but I know there's white in that one. I need them to be white, okay? We got requests for people to buy just the hats. So if I got bubbles, I poke them. Hi, Angela. Hi, Carol. Hi, Anna. So I can control my Mevo over here with my tablet, and I can see all y'all's comments over here on my phone. So I'm getting used to this. Okay, I do like it a little. It's okay. Okay, it's hard to get used to, and I'm used to looking in front of me where my phone was, reading everything off my phone. But oh shoot, you know what? This is wrong. Scratch this. This is wrong. We need the body to be white. Okay. I'm sorry if somebody has already started. I'm sorry. It has to be white because his jacket is white. So we have to use white. I did that when I started the other one too. So you need to get white because the body is whatever he's wearing, right? So I'm going to soften this white up just a little bit. Okay. And we're going to roll this out instead of the brown. Now, regular basic gingerbread, you know, we would be going around the same route we were doing. But this guy has one of those white baker jackets. Okay. So that's why we're starting with white. All right, back to where we were. Good thing I caught that now before we put all of his limbs on, because then we'd be starting all over again. So I'm moving my clay around, getting it level on my ball. Okay. I'm going to roll this out. Just smooth it out. Okay. If you've got any little bubbles, just pop them. I don't get too many really bad ones, right? You go around with your thumb and just kind of push on your clay and move it around. And that does alleviate a lot of the bubbles, okay? Okay. What's that? Let me get my, hang on a second, you guys. Let me get my fan plugged in. Oh, for heaven's sakes. I don't think we're going to need the glue gun, so we'll use that one. Good Lord. All right. Sorry. It's getting warm over here already. Okay. All right, I think that should be okay. Doesn't have to be perfect, okay? I think that's all the white we're gonna need right now. We're gonna go back to the brown. And we're gonna do his legs in gingerbread brown. So he'll sit, so the ball will sit, okay? Hi, Charlene. Okay, I'm gonna roll out one of his legs. Then we're gonna teardrop it a little bit, and we only want it about 2 inches, okay? 2 inches for his leg, okay? Then we're gonna push in one side, okay, to get that angle. I'm gonna set that one aside, and I wanna make the other one at the same time so I can try to get them the same size, okay? All right. Before I put his shoes on him or his feet on him, I want to do his frosting pieces around his legs because he is a gingerbread, okay? He's a baker, but he's also a gingerbread, so we can't forget his gingerbread stripes, right? I'm gonna roll this out. I want this kind of long, so I just want it to go around his leg. So take this to here. This should be more than enough. This is 1, 2, 3. This is 4 inches, but I know I'll be able to cut that down. That's his little frosting. I start in the inside, so that's the inside of his leg, so you won't see that seam, okay? When we put him all together, you won't see that seam. Tap that down real good. So now you've got his frosting on his legs, okay? I mean, you can roll it out and do it, you know, any other way you want to, but this is just consistent for me. I can use a tool so I can make them virtually the same size and virtually similar. Okay, so what I'm going to do, instead of giving him gingerbread feet, I'm going to make him some white shoes. All right, so let's see if this is too big for one. Roll it out into another teardrop. Let's see, I'm going to push from the, that should be good. And we're going to give him some little white shoes. His little shoe is about 1 3/4 inches, okay? It's like a fondant cutter, and you can get this at Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure if you can get these at Walmart. It comes with several different pieces. You get some straight blades to go with it, and you can change the handle and put it on to this one if you want. I believe it comes with this piece as well, okay? Hobby Lobby, I don't know about Walmart, but if you look under polymer clay cutters, you might be able to find them on Amazon as well, okay? Okay, just trying to get his shoes the same. So he's got little white shoes on. We're going to put them on with toothpicks. You're welcome, Dawn. Let's see, glue. Sticks on the ends of his legs so his shoes go on. Oh, gotta make sure that you get these going in the right direction. So those are the inside, so you gotta make sure you put that shoe on the right way. So let's get these put on his body before I mess these up again. Okay. So the indent piece goes on the body. And I just mold them around the body, okay, to stay on. I'm not going to put heels because they're kind of more like a tennis shoe, if you will, okay? So I don't really want him to have heels on them. I'm going to remember where the frame is here. Okay, those are his shoes. All right, now let's see, what did I do? His hands, we can do his arms with long sleeves for his baker's jacket. Let's do long sleeve baker jacket for him, because then we don't have to do any more frosting around his arms. So let's do his arms white, all right, because that's going to be his jacket as well. Plus, I'm trying to decide how I did his collar, okay, because it is like a square, okay, and his two. So I'm wondering if I should just cut a square over the top, okay, for the top of his shirt. Hey, I wing things as I go, you guys. Sometimes we change designs, okay? Every time we make something, it comes out a little different from the time before, okay? So I'm gonna put a square collar on him, all right? I'm gonna put that, let's see, do I want that? If I go like that, his head sits up there. Let's see, we could flap that over because sometimes their jacket flaps open. I'm experimenting real quick, okay? So give me a second here. And then if we did that, if we fold that over, then we can fit this around his neck like this. Like this. I'll show you here in just a second. I want his collar to like flap open, okay? Or his, can you guys see that? All right, we'll see it better here in a minute. All right, so that's what I want with that. Because I know what I have in store for that, okay? So it'll make sense, I think, I hope it makes sense here in a minute when we put his buttons on, okay? Hi, Sharon Conway. Hi, Lisa Collins already said hi to you. It's just, it is repeating. My phone is repeating still. Who's watching? All right, so we're going to do the same thing. 2-inch, smaller on the bottom. Hi, Busy Izzy. That's cute. Busy Izzy. I'm going to use my roller to shape this so that this goes around his body. And before I put that on, I'm going to make him a little cuff. Okay. Let's see. Trying to stretch that out for a cuff long enough to go all the way around his sleeve. I just want it straight. Turn this over. This is his cuff. I know the white doesn't show up real well, but when I take photos, you guys should be able to see. Okay, let's do the other one while we're here. And we'll set this one aside for a second. All right, so this is going to go right here. Okay, his other arm. Hi, Brandy Newcomer. How are you? Hi, Tanya. Not too much. Hi, Kathy Sweeney. That just makes it nice and easy to adjust that to his body. I think that should be good. Okay. Now, his little gingerbread hands are simple because they're just little paws, right, that we usually do. So before we do those, we're going to put his buttons on his jacket, okay? With that, we're using these that came in your kits. I will have more kits available, and I will post more of these after this live, okay? So, because I don't want this glue to come out from underneath these little buttons. Oh, that wasn't, yeah, okay. I'm going to use this glue. Yeah, see, it kind of closed up on me. I didn't have the lid on it. There we go. All right, let's try. Where is the lid to this anyways? I use tweezers. I did get bigger ones, okay? I got bigger size just for this project so that you could see them real well, okay? And they're easier to use, all right? And then I think I want, let's see, do I want one there? I'm trying to figure out if I want one right here that holds his flap open. Yeah, we do. We do. Right there. It's a button holding his little flap open. All right, let's get his hands on. Hi, Sherry Brewer. These are just his hands. I just give him a little bit of shape. One's gonna go there. One's gonna go here. Remember, guys, tomorrow morning is coffee and crafting, 9 o'clock. Okay. If you guys want to see something done, I thought, was somebody asked me how to make something? Somebody, oh, the Santa cookies. Somebody asked me, they're trying to use the Santa cookie cutter to make the cookies. Those kits are just about ready, and then I know you guys are getting anxious for those bulb buddies, okay? Okay. So what we're going to do is head here, so we're going to need more. Okay. Hi, Barbara. All right, so we're going to use a toothpick to hold his head on. We don't need the entire one, right? We're going to put some super glue right there. Right there. Roll out his head real good. Now we want a 2-inch head, right? 2.4-inch bulb gives us a 2-inch head. Nice and smooth, okay? Nice and smooth. I give mine a little bit of an eggshell, right? Just a little. Balance out the bottom. Okay. What we're going to do is face. We do have more pink tools in you guys. So if you guys don't have your pink tools yet, I don't know if I renewed them, but when I relist this guy, I will go ahead and I will relist some more of those as well. You know what would be really good with this too? Oh man, to make some cookies to go with him. You know the little yellow packages of the little cookies? I'll get those out tomorrow for the morning and we'll make some of those. And those would go really cute with this scene as well, because I have those still available too with the little pink tools. So we can make a couple of those for this piece to finish off this piece. But if there's somebody that has a kit that they can't find the live to, let me know tonight and we can do the live for coffee and crafting tomorrow morning, okay? If there's something somebody needs to see, that's why we are pretty steady on Sunday mornings, right? So that you guys have an opportunity to say, Jill, I need you to show us how to do that again. Not a problem. I don't mind, because every time I make something, it sells anyways. So we just relist it and somebody purchases it, okay? So it's not a problem. If you guys want something seen on how to be made, just let me know. And 9 times out of 10, I'm happy to help. All right, where's my little one? Here it is. And that's going to go right here. That white really throws off that color, but that's, trust me, it is a light brown for a gingerbread. It is a good color. Okay, so his little baker's hat will go up here, but remember it's heavy, right? And this is light clay. So before I do anything else, I need his frosting around his head. All right, I'm just gonna put it down a little bit lower than his hat so you can still see where his frosting will go. That makes him the gingerbread. Are the candle videos being saved? Well, Martha, anything going forward will be. I don't know what is still there. Look under reels and look under videos in that group. We are going to go over the Santa candle again. Okay, and I will do him on a recorded live. So anybody that paid for that class for July, you will be able to go back and make that candle. So yes, I will make that one available to you. Again, you guys just need to let me know, and I can record that, or we can even go in to that class, because the classes never go away, right? It's just the videos that go away. We can still go back in to that class, and I'll let you guys know when it's up, and just redo another class in there, okay? So, until we get these things recorded, all of them recorded, I am more than happy to help you guys get those, okay? Because I know you paid for them. So whatever you guys paid for, if that video is not available, we will redo it and record it. So here's his little frosting on his head, okay? And then his hat will sit right about here, okay? Look how cute he is. So you have to make sure after you make this. Now, I put the hat on this ahead of time because if I don't, and this dries round, his head dries round, that straight bottom isn't gonna sit on that round well. If I put it on while his head is soft and create an indentation in his head, try to see how you guys can see that. Okay, it gives me a spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue this on, and then I'm going to make sure I support his head overnight because it's got to hold this up, right? So putting that on, I'm using both glues. Okay, we're going to use hot glue. Oh shoot, wouldn't you know that I don't have it plugged in? All right, I'm going to use tacky glue. We'll use tacky glue. It works. You just have to be careful because it's not an instant dry. Okay, I don't know where the lid to that is. Usually I'm pretty good about keeping my lids, but all right, then I put some glue down, and then his hat is going to sit closer to the front so that it doesn't pull his head back. Okay, I'll show you in a second because I'm going to give mine a brown bow, and I'm going to put my bow right up here. Right like this. Colors, like I said, the colors are off, but that's him. Look how cute. And then you have his little sugar sitting in his lap, right? And then he's sitting right next to his oven, right? Which he's baking. So again, I am going to support his head like this, right? Overnight, so that that will set, right? And that hat won't drag his head down because that's the first thing it's going to do. So I'm going to use, the hat is plastic. So lean I have this long, like a drink glass almost with my clay bottle in it, which gives it more weight. And I'm going to lean that right up against that hard plastic hat so that supports his body all night. Okay, like that. So tomorrow morning, when we do our live, we'll be able to, he'll be pretty well set up, okay? And we don't have to worry about his head falling backwards, okay? So that's just one of the tricks that you have to do when working with this clay, okay? You could even take this out, put this in his lap, and put one of these little fire pits in here. Look how cute. I am going to glue those pieces down, but look how cute. You could even close this and see the little fire in there. That's too cute. I don't want these to fall off. But look how cute that is, okay? So anyways, that's the Baker's Gingie Man, okay? Got some of my glue here is kind of overdone. And that's why we don't use the super glue right there, because it will distort the clay if there's too much, okay? So I just take a little toothpick and I just pull the extra clay off because it's just the clear tacky glue and it's not gonna hurt the clay, okay? Hi, Jennifer. Okay, hi, Betty Joe. So there he is. Here's the little Baker's Man. I will be posting more kits for him because I did get a couple more supplies in. I will be printing those and selling those probably in a set of 3, maybe a set of 4, because one is just not going to be worth you guys shipping him. Okay, so the kit comes with this brown white clay, eyes. It comes with a bag of flour. It comes with your mixer. It comes with your cookie tray, and it comes with, did I say bag of flour? And his buttons. It comes with, I think you get 6 little buttons with your kit. Okay, so that's everything that you need to put your Gingie Baker Man together. Okay, so even if we took this out, right, and this comes all apart, so you can easily put like a cookie in his hand, right? A little cookie cutter in the other hand, his baking tray. Right, look how cute. Look how cute. I love him. I love him. I wish you guys could get the accurate colors on him because he looks a little bit yellow. But you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to glue these in because I like how that looks with his little gingerbread cookie. Look at this tiny little cookie. That is the cutest little thing, right? So we want that to go like that. Okay, his little cookie. And then this goes on the other side. Right there. And then tomorrow I'll show you what we're going to make to go with him. Right, so that's his little cookie cutter. Okay, get over here. You're falling out here. There, we'll keep him just like that. Because he's cute. I think he's precious, just like that. All right, you guys, this is recorded. I will get this up on YouTube this evening. It's going to go right from here to my laptop over to YouTube. Give me a couple of hours because it does take a while, about an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, depending on how much information to get these things uploaded to YouTube. Okay, and again, message me if you have anything specific that you guys want made. We are coming up with your Bulb Buddy kits next, so we might even do a Bulb Buddy. I was thinking about revisiting our Bulb Buddies again because we haven't made those. So we might put a couple Bulb Buddies together, and then the cookies, the Santa cookie takes a while. Somebody's trying to process through that. So maybe tomorrow afternoon, I'll have to see how I feel tomorrow. We can do a separate video because you're going to get a Santa cookie cutter, which comes in parts. You're going to get a bulb cookie cutter and you're going to get a tree cookie cutter. Okay. Along with the clay and some speckles so that, and we're going to call them the Santa what is it? Santa plate cookies. Yeah. Santa's plate cookies is what we're going to call that set. Okay, so that one's going to be coming out pretty soon as well. So my Gingie Baker is all set up for the night. He's going to relax. And I'll see you guys in the morning, 9 o'clock, right here, Jillo Creations. Have a wonderful evening, you guys.